Alright, so in this video, Attorney Mudd is going to ask Miss Patrick about marriage. And the reason why this is important is because the argument was about marriage. She wanted to talk, I didn't. I didn't want to have the conversation at all because I didn't want to get married. And when you don't want to marry somebody and they're pregnant, like the last thing you want to do is one, hurt their feelings, or two, get in an argument. So yeah, I was quiet. I was very quiet during the conversation. It's one of the other reasons why I'm like really angry about this entire incident. But check out this line of questioning.
Um, did you all talk about marriage?
He would bring up marriage every time he hit me or choked me or whatever else. He'd want to go to the courthouse to make it up to me. And
Now, see how she follows everything up with like, oh, well, yeah, he wanted to talk about marriage after he hit me and choked me. That's a lie. Like, she wanted to marry me. I didn't want to get married. And everything that Angel does, everything that she says is manipulative. Because it's always after, well, he did this and he did that. He kicked me, he punched me. Dude, the relationship went like that. She was abusive towards me and she's lying. So that's another reason why I'm upset. But we're going to press play.
so no. And then the last conversation that we had,
marry Mr. Clack?
did I want to marry him? No. If I wanted to, I would have. The last conversation was about our baby, and that was in front of my mom. And my mom encouraged us to, figure it out, work it out, whatever we're going to do.
Alright, so anyway. So this is the beauty of technology again. This is Facebook technology. Alright? This is a Facebook message that she sent to my mother like the night of the incident. And I have to go through each one of these. Alright, but if you look at it, I sat him down tonight to express how lonely I've been and wanted him to say goodbye, morning kisses, hugs, blah, 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 blah. Then she goes into this page right here. Something doesn't deserve this. I can't express how I feel in this moment. Hoping for a loving husband out of this getting nothing but hurt. The baby is fine. I went to the hospital. I was having bad cramps and it was moving rapidly with heartbeat. But this right here, this is pretty much like the message that she left my mother that night on Facebook Messenger after acting like a fool. Love you, son, with all my heart. Like, we're married. Like, I don't want to lose a baby. I didn't need it, which is why I restrained you. Alright, completely broken. And as you can see from this conversation, it was early on October 17th. And my sister responded to 8:28 a.m. And my sister knows a lot about the relationship. So this is Lorna, and please let me just leave my mom alone for years. You were on drunk rages and hit on my brother. He never not once hit you back. Man doesn't have to do what you want to do. Blase, blase. But you can see this. You seem to like to want control over my brother. Like, so my family knows. I mean, I ain't dragging them in all of this. But they know. But anyway, back to this lie. Because she said she didn't want to get married. Alright, so this is a text message. I really thought we'd be married and happy. And as you can see, this is her old phone number, 502-468-7130. Because at my trial, the prosecution did not want to allow particular evidence because they said, oh, well, this doesn't have the date on it. Or, oh, the jury has certain sensibilities. Well, this is exculpatory evidence. This would have got me off. And to allow that is insanity to me. And Judge Wilcox should have never allowed that. That's why I believe my trial was rigged. Because you don't switch judges up. You don't add a jury full of 4 women of 6. It's a jury of 6, but you have a jury of 4 women. 3 of those women are admitted victims of domestic violence. And they found me not guilty of assault. And they would have found me not guilty of the DVO EPO portion had you people told them where I was arrested at specifically. Because any woman with experience filing restraining order is like, oh, well, I didn't know he was restricted from these addresses. So he shouldn't have been there. Well, the reality is, I wasn't arrested at any address that I was restricted from. I was arrested at my home address. We'll go to that later. As far as the marriage stand, you can see the date on here again. Phone number up here, 502-468-7130. Angie used to go on my phone all the time. And, like, if it was a female on my phone, she'd do stuff like this. Like, this is the one I heard, And I was wrong for that. It is what it is. And other women was part of this argument as well, which is why I wasn't trying to argue. So if I'm being honest, that's part of the problem too. I was kind of a problem in this. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to talk. I was thinking about leaving a relationship. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. But anyway, as you can see the date, this is 8/13/2016. Okay. Hi, this is Angel Suzanne Patrick. My boyfriend's name is Edward Allen Clark III. I've been faithful to him 3 years, and my ring is lost in the mail. Can you help track with shipping? You know, and I didn't want to get on a serious note. I just tried to keep it funny. I was like, it's in Shenzhen, China. I didn't really want to get married, and I have a reason for why I didn't want to get married. And I presented that to the court. Like Angel Patrick. She was married already. She cheated on her husband with her cousin. Like, you don't cheat on your husband with your cousin. Like, not that that's had anything to do with me. It didn't. But if you're me, you don't want to marry nobody like that. Like, I mean, I loved Angel, but I just didn't want to get married, and I'm not wrong for that. Like, I had the right to take my time, and we're gonna go to this right here a little bit later, because it's on par with something else that I want to get into. So I'm gonna press play again and kind of cap this video off.
Of course, I didn't want to bring a child into the world without, a formal marriage and all of that, but it wasn't going to happen at this point. So it was a no.
So it's your testimony that he had asked you to marry him and that you had said no?
He's asked me a couple of times, yeah.
Okay, on the couple of times I asked her to marry her, let's just be honest. I'm gonna be very, very honest. Like, she asked me to marry her a few times, and just to for the sake of peace, I was like, yo, so will you marry me? And she's like, no. It was like a joke type thing. Like, when she said I wanted to marry her, I never asked her to marry me. I never went out and bought her a ring. Like, any man that wants to marry a woman, I've been married before. I have an ex-wife. Like, when I asked my ex-wife to marry me, there was a ring. I never bought this lady a ring. If I was ever serious about marrying her, I would have bought her a ring. It's just a fact. So, we had little conversations, little jokey joke conversations. It's like, so when we get married, I said, I'm gonna get married right now. Will you marry me? And she was like, no. And I was like, okay, cool, no. But, I'm relieved, I'm glad she said no. I didn't want to get married. So this is taken out of context, and it's a lie. And we just saw the text messages and Facebook messages, so we know, she's not exactly truthful.
But the two of you were still living together.
Yes.
And you still wanted to work on the relationship.
Yes.
Why you want to work in relationships not going nowhere? I mean, did I want to marry Angel eventually? Probably. Well, we had things we need to work on. And, I wanted to work on those things before we went there. So, anyway, play.
And you wanted him to change.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to be a Jehovah Witness. I think it's a crazy religion. I didn't want to know any parts of it. That's the other reason I was dragging my feet. Which I have the right to drag my feet.
Now, Mr. Clark had been working a lot. Is that right?
The last couple of weeks, he hasn't always been able to hold down a job, so he really liked this.
Alright, I haven't been able to hold down a job. One, because I'm a convicted felon, and it's hard to keep jobs when people find out about that. Getting into cable was the best thing ever for me, because I can make $86,000 a year plus, and provide for my family. And I love doing cable. And it was my escape from these low-paying $10 an hour factory jobs. And you ruined it. Y'all let this woman ruin my career. And then you want to be mad at me and pissed off at me because I'm in court, fighting for my life. I'm 40 years old. I don't want to work in no factory at 40 years old. You people have Kentucky Open Records Act. You people have criminal background checks. And it's a racist system. It's you're warehousing people for these factory jobs. You have contracts and legal things with Ford and companies over in France and stuff. And these are low paying jobs, and you trap people into these jobs, and it's not right. And I see these things, so I can't go to job and go to work and watch millions and millions of dollars pass through my hand every day, knowing you people set me up, and you people gave me a unfair trial. It was totally unfair, and I have every last right to defend myself and declare my innocence, and to just yank these chains apart and get out of this wickedness. But I'm gonna press play because I'm in my feelings.
Job, so he put in a lot of hours at this last job. So the last week, I would say he put in a lot more hours than usual.
All right. Also, after this job, I worked 21 days straight, 12 to 15 hours a day. I used my tiredness, my exhaustion as a part of my defense. And for some reason, like, it wasn't good enough to the prosecution, but yet we have a female police officer in Dallas, Texas, who shot a young black man by the name of Botham Jean. And her defense is, well, I was up for 15 hours. I didn't understand what I was doing. I was tired. And while that the same defense didn't work for me when I worked more days, when I worked 21 days straight, 12, 15 hours a day, and when I'm saying, like, when the sheriff came to my cell, I didn't exactly, like, hear everything he was saying because I was tired. Like, it was 5:17 in the morning, like, after having had any rest in weeks, and you want to hold me accountable for the details of something that I know the details of now, and I was right. Like, I was not banned or barred or restricted from my home address of 4401 Lakeside Avenue. But we will get into that later, because I'm in my feelings.
And the day you talked, had he put in a lot of hours that day?
Just a normal shift.
Okay. And what's a normal shift from your memory?
Just 8 hours. He was home. He left out that morning and was home by that afternoon.
Alright, so she's going to say that I leave the house between 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning. This is a lie right here. She said I got home at noon. It's not true. I got home at 7 o'clock that night. Matter of fact, 7:15. If I work 8-hour shifts, it's impossible for me to get home at noon if you observe me leaving the house between 6 and 8 in the morning. I mean, it's just simple math. And, I mean, she's just lying right in front of the jury. Like, just getting away with it. But I'll press play.
Do you know what time he goes to or went to work in the morning back then?
Typically, he would leave the house around between 6 or 8, depending on if he got up on time.
Okay. And do you know what time he got home that day?
I don't recall the exact time. I want to say it was mid-afternoon, or not mid-afternoon, but like at least by afternoon. The sun hadn't gone down.
Now, at some point, Mr. Clapp was in the shower. Is that right?
Yes.
No.
Alright, I'm going to stop it there because that part's important. The shower is important because the lie and the misrepresentation and the omissions, like, they happen, they begin with the shower. So I'm going to stop this here and I'm just going to use this part as my evidence. I went a little longer than I wanted. Sorry.